To the process. It is Monday, March 1st, new month today. That's kind of exciting. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to go through everything in the NBA for today. We're going to look through all 7 games. We're going to break down rotations. We're going to do all that good stuff. We got 7 games on the slate. It's a nice, perfect size slate. I'm excited to talk a little bit of basketball. I feel like I haven't done it in a while, even though I did do the strategy show yesterday with Laffy. I'm ready to get back into the grind here. 4 days, only 4 days this week. And then we're off for a couple days. We'll be out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, NBA All-Star break. So it's about that time, guys. I'm going to turn my fan on above me right now because it's hot. But apparently I didn't flip the switch, so everything that I just did was useless. As you get in the door, however, hit that like button. That won't be useless at all. Subscribe to the channel, too. That's super helpful. Shout out to everybody that is in chat right now. I appreciate having you guys here so early every single morning. I hope you guys had PJ Washington last night. Hope you guys all assumed that he was going to play 41 minutes. I know I didn't, but that's fine. Whew. It is about that time. Let's see. Let's get everything going over here. Make sure that we've got everything set up where we need it to be, which I think that we do. Weekends are terrible. I had a great weekend. I couldn't have had much better of a weekend. Grilled out last night, saw a comedy show on Saturday. It was fantastic. Oh, Brooklyn. Brooklyn going to be the first team up against the San Antonio Spurs, but I need to flip the switch in this light so I can have this ceiling fan on. Otherwise, I'm going to melt while I sit here. Hang out. There it is. Now we're back. Yeah, if I didn't have some airflow right now, it would have been problematic. Ooh, that breeze feels nice. Actually, I think that might be on too fast. Yeah, see, nobody wants to hear me doing live streaming my ceiling fan, but, you know, what are you going to do? Okay, let's do this. We've got 7 games. We're first up with Brooklyn. Let's dive into this. Thank you for being here. New week. No Durant, Jeff Green Q-tag, Timothy Luwawu Cabarrot Q-tag. Oh, that Houston game was not ideal for me. All right, so we're going to have to put Jeff Green back in. So since it's Monday, we will start this process, bang, from scratch. So let's go ahead and run it on back. All right, starting center, DeAndre Jordan. Oh boy, this is going to be a real treat. DeAndre Jordan. We'll go 26 minutes. I think that is reasonable. Although now that Nick Claxton is back, I think that actually could come down to probably 24. Morning Izzy. I think Nick Claxton sees a short rotation at center, which allows them to play Jeff Green a little bit less there. We get Jeff Green back to his like 26 minutes. We're going to call... It bothers me that they call like Kyrie as the shooting guard, even though I think in all classifications it's going to be James Harden at the 2. You are what you defend. So let's give Kyrie 36 minutes. We'll give James Harden backup run and 36 minutes. Boob. Josh, you're once again awake already, and I haven't been to bed. Yeah, I am awake. It's not so bad. The morning started off a little slower than I was expecting, but we'll be all right. All right, so we got point guard, shooting guard minutes in. Who else do we need to make sure we're giving minutes to? Joe Harris, obviously. Is Joe Harris picking up primary minutes at the 4 at this point? I guess he is. So Joe Harris is just going to get 31 minutes here. You have Bruce Brown, 5 and 21. Who am I missing right now? I feel like I'm missing somebody that plays like a crap ton of minutes. I guess I'm not. Landry Shamet. He can play about 18. We'll get TLC on similar and some minutes for Tyler Johnson. All right, so that's all backwards. That needs to be 15 here. 3 and 15. Perfect. There we go. So those minutes look pretty good. I think Tyler Johnson's back. Q-tag, right? Yeah, nah, he's probable. Just a migraine. I don't mean just like it's not a big thing, but just as in it shouldn't take like days. Rates should all be fine right now. Harden in here. Jeff Green rates. Yeah, we need to scratch that. All right, we're pulling rates too. So we're diving fully into Brooklyn today against San Antonio. Let's take off the entire team first. I'm glad I saved this one. Could take 4 guys off slightly faster than normal. Still need to take Durant off. Brandon, not that I'm aware of. Have not been told that yet, so I'm assuming no. Norvel Pell is not on the team anymore. I gotta remember to change that in my depth chart. Somebody signed him. I can't remember who it is now. Von Lagon. All right, that should be fine. Let's load in all of these rates and such. So there's no chance that I'm projecting James Harden at 26% usage. That's comical. And then he's certainly going to have a monstrous assist rate. And he's pulling down a ton of boards. All looks good. We'll go to Kyrie. I don't get the sense that we'll like a lot of Brooklyn here just because of San Antonio, but you know, we'll find out. 30.5 to Kyrie. All his other rates are fine. So now we just need the rest of these guys. Bruce Brown, 15.3, easy. DeAndre Jordan, 13.7, easy. I don't even have to type these in. Jeff Green, 15.1. We'll leave him at his normal rate. And then Joe Harris, 17.3. Bada bing, bada boom. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. Rates look good, which means that's the end of Brooklyn. We don't have anybody else's stuff to change. Quickly look at Brooklyn. And we will add Brooklyn Nets to DraftKings. We'll add the Brooklyn Nets to FanDuel. Let's refresh some pivot tables. All right, so if we're thinking about this squad, first we'll make this slightly smaller. I didn't even need to go that slight. All right, so Kyrie is the primary option coming out of Brooklyn. He is 9,100 on DraftKings, 9K on FanDuel. That would be my favorite play. I've got him about 1.5 points ahead of James Harden relative to salary on FanDuel, about a half point on DraftKings. DK, James Harden, 11,000, but still fine. That's not too bad. I think all that looks good. I probably have James Harden mildly underprojected, but I don't really know what I would do to make the change. Assist rate is high. Rebounding rate is high. Got him projected for, let's see, 1.4 fantasy points per minute. He's been at 1.36 with these guys off the floor for the Nets this season. So I feel pretty comfortable there. Brooklyn done. Morning, Andres. Coach Bell, glad your bank account is growing. That's always good to see. Alabama Jones, glad you're catching this live finally. 75 concurrent viewers, 42 likes. You know what the push is, guys. We want to have 100 likes before 7 a.m. Eastern time. That's the goal. And now we move on to Chicago. So team 2. Oh, and it is about that time. I'm not going to lie. I already had a sip of my coffee. I don't want to send you guys down the wrong path. You won't be my first today, but you will be my second. I had to get one. My throat was a little scratchy, and I felt like I needed something different than water. So, cheers to you guys. Good morning. Let's start this week off right. Let's win some money. So, I don't have any sweetener in my coffee. I haven't had any since Sunday of last week. Getting there, but I don't need it. I can drink black coffee or, unsweetened coffee. Not a problem. I don't mind it at all. It's fine. But for the people that don't think that it slightly improves your coffee, that's ludicrous. You don't need to put 5 tablespoons of sugar or something in there. But a small amount of sweetener, same for any type of cream product. The fat will help the coffee taste better. Little bits of both of those things make it better. The black coffee purists are wrong. Very wrong. All right, Bulls, no new injury news. Lauri Markkanen, Otto Porter, Hutch, all out. So Chicago should look pretty normal here outside of some adjustments. I know I don't have to gut these minutes. Levine, 36, good. Kobe White, 32, good. Patrick Williams back up into the 33s. I got him at 32. I think that's fine. Garrett Temple's been playing north of 30 minutes. I've got him in for 32. I think that's fine. Then Wendell Carter had 25. I think 29 is just the safe bet. Sometimes he's going to get north of 30. Sometimes he's not. Thad Young's minutes look fine. Got him in at 21. Could probably stand to give him an extra one. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Satoransky, I got him in for 23. I think that's fine. Could probably make it 22. Give Archie a different minute. Unicornet got a couple more minutes than I was fully expecting, but I don't think it really matters. So I think all of Chicago looks good, but I don't think that I've touched their rates in a week. And I think it would be in my best interest to actually do that. We do want to take a lap through everything if we can. So we'll take off everybody of relevance here. Markkanen gone, Porter gone, Gafford gone. Hutch, Felicio, Makoka, Dotson. Done. Aster 3. Been playing 100-man GPPs. Very hard to cash. Any ideas which contests on FanDuel to go to concentrate on bankroll building? I mean, if you're saying FanDuel specifically, look, you want to get to anything that sharks can't enter. So sub $5 entry fees, lower entry contests. That's going to be the best place to go to start. I would recommend also playing on other sites. No House Advantage, Super Draft, Jock Market, all the stuff that we run promos for. It's just going to be a little softer, and you can run into some overlay, and that will actually help you. The reduced rake and overlay will help you build your bankroll even faster. All right. Kobe White usage rate with this group of cool cats out there on the court. So Kobe White usage rate, 19% in 234 minutes with these guys. So I'm going to make this just 21. But his assist rate is definitely up. Close to 9. I make it 8.5. I think that all looks good. Patrick Williams, his usage rate a little bit lower. I'm going to call that 16, which will then allow me to go Zach LaVine 36. So we'll go 35. I think that looks good. Right. Does LaVine have an assist rate boost? No. Does Wendell Carter? All right, now we need to hit the greens. So Denzel Valentine, 18% usage. We'll stick him at 19. Garrett Temple, 11. That's going to have to be 13. Thad Young, 21. He can hold in his own. Satoransky at 14. We'll make that 15. And then Wendell Carter Jr., 23, which is kind of crazy. So I'm going to give him 21. This guy's going to stand out pretty aggressively, which I'm kind of excited about. At least I hope he does. Rebound rate, I think, is fine. I don't think I need to change any other rates. You would think Thad Young would have a better offense or better rebounding rate, but he doesn't. So let's see where we're at with Chicago taking on the Nugs. Probably over projecting Zach LaVine a bit. I'm going to knock that usage rate down one spot, but I think that'll be fine. Going to be heavy on Zach LaVine, it looks like. Kobe, not much else to like from Chicago. It looks like these prices aren't all that good. If I add them in and just compare them to Brooklyn, we're going to have Kyrie and Harden both slightly ahead of Zach LaVine on DraftKings. Same scenario on FanDuel. Wendell Carter Jr., though, would be 4th on DK, but he is quite a bit behind where LaVine lies. So not too much coming out of Chicago. Not ideal. Thought I would like them a little bit more, but I guess not. So we'll keep it moving. On to the Charlotte Hornets, who played a lot of minutes yesterday to PJ Washington. Minutes I didn't expect them to have. What do we know about Charlotte for tomorrow or for today? Q tag on Hayward, Q tag on Zeller, Q tag on Devontae Graham. Cool. This is miserable. So none of this will matter. How close is Graham? I'm gonna assume that Graham doesn't play. I'm gonna assume that Hayward does. And I'm gonna assume that Zeller does. That's my guess. For right now, at least. So, LaMelo Ball, point guard minutes, just have to be 36. I think we'll see Zeller play his normal reduced run now. So I'm going to give Zeller 21 minutes. I think Biyombo goes back to his also mildly reduced run. So that's going to look like 16. And that'll give PJ Washington 11 at center, 19 at power forward. See what else. All right, so backup point guard minutes will go to Rozier for 12, 24 to shooting guard, which will give us Malik Monk at, what, 24? That works. We need to give Miles Bridges minutes, so he gets his normal run. We'll call that 26. Gordon Hayward gets 34 minutes. And then we only have one guy left, Jaden McDaniels. Give him 17. Actually, we'll give him 16, and we'll give one spillover minute to Caleb Martin. Done. Covington is a good defender. He is not a good on-ball defender, more of a team defender. So I don't think that Covington has a lot to do with PJ Washington. That is not in. So speaking to what's going on in chat, I would not worry about Robert Covington's defensive matchup on PJ Washington. That is meaningless. All right, minutes are in for Charlotte. All of these rates are going to need to change because they are all in for everything that was happening last night. So let's redo this one. Making progress. 126 concurrent viewers, 64 likes. You guys are slipping away from the ratio that we're all looking for. So don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up. It's about that time. We're 11 minutes away from the turn of the hour. If we can get to 100, that would be great. All right, Graham gone. Who else needs to come off the floor? Richards, Brendan Carey. That's probably it. The Martin twins can actually play today. Let's just do this. Gordon Hayward usage rate, 26%. I'm going to go 25. Assist rate high? Nope. LaMelo Ball, 24% usage rate. We'll make it 25. Usage rate, assist rate, that all looks good. PJ Washington, 19. Done. Terry Rozier, 22. Dangle the optimals for likes. Blue Guys Jeff, that's a great idea. Yeah, no optimals until we get to my like quota. That's for sure. Cody Zeller, 17%. Call it 18.5. Malik Monk, 18.5. There's no way I'm projecting him for that. We'll call it 20. Miles Bridges, final guy, 14%. Call it 16. How does Charlotte look today? At Portland. Could be nice. Feeling pretty good about it. Let's see where these guys line up next to everybody else we've already looked at. So for Charlotte, LaMelo Ball at the top of the heap again for me. Both sites, FanDuel and DraftKings. 8,700 on DK, 7,900 on FanDuel. He is massively better than anybody else we've looked at on FanDuel to this point. Almost 4 full points better than Kyrie Irving relative to salary. On DraftKings, it's about a half point ahead of Kyrie. But either way, LaMelo Ball, top of the heap thus far. Matthew, glad you were able to hit a big win, man. I hope we were able to help. That's awesome. Okay. So I like LaMelo Ball there. Gordon Hayward is my 5th guy on DK right now. Looks like he's 6th on DraftKings or on FanDuel. Rozier actually passes Gordon on FanDuel. How expensive is Rozier on DK? Oh, he's 8K. Okay. So Rozier is 8K on DraftKings and 6,800 on FanDuel. Very different play on FanDuel. He was dog doo-doo yesterday. Real bad. Real bad. All right, we're moving to Cleveland now. Not permanently. That wouldn't be a fun thing to do. But we're going to project Cleveland's rates at least. So for the Cavs, no Kevin Love, no Andre Drummond, no Larry Nance. None of that is surprising. Chetty, Q-Tag, Torian Prince in. So this should just be normal. Best I could tell. Minutes are going to be weird. But other than that, we'll get there. Just going to assume Chetty plays. Dean Wade continuing to play, so I see no reason to make any changes there. Windler playing. This Cleveland team is kind of tricky, man. Dotson still playing, even though I don't... Oh, yeah, that was without Chetty. That makes some sense. I don't get the sense I need to change much here. Unless I should be giving Colin Sexton another minute, which I think is probably reasonable. Isaac Okoro playing big. Jared Allen playing big. Wade, Torian Prince. All of this looks really good. I guess, yeah, I don't really have much I want to change here. I like this Cleveland projection. All of these rates should be fine, but in the interest of being on Monday, we're going to refresh everything that we do. So let's pull those usage rates. We'll take Drummond off, Nance off, Love off. Probably have like 10 other dudes I need to take off that I can't remember right now. Thonmaker off, Bolden off, Yogi Ferrell off, Exum off. Now we're spot on to where we need to be. So Colin Sexton, usage rate, 27.3. We'll keep him at his normal rate. Darius Garland, 26. I'm going to go 24.5. We'll go 25. I don't want to go too crazy. Isaac Okoro, 13. Keep him at his normal rate. Jared Allen, 299 minutes, 20.3% usage rate with Cleveland thus far. Gonna have to bump that guy up quite a bit. Then we get to the greens. So Chetty, 19.5. That just holds. Dylan Windler, 15. That's fine. JaVale McGee, 26.2% usage rate in 119 minutes. There's absolutely no way we're projecting JaVale like that. And then Taurean Prince, 18% usage rate if he plays. We'll keep it at 19. Any crazy assist rates? Garland is at 9%. This is rebounding rate. That's fine. What's Colin Sexton's assist rate? Yeah, okay. Bump these guys up a bit. You guys are doing it. 150 viewers, 85 likes. We're making that creep 5 minutes ago. We'll do one more push in a second. Jared Allen, rebounding rate. All right, all that looks fine to me. Let's see what Cleveland looks like now. Against the Rockets, slight dogs. Is that legit? Are they really dogs? I guess they are because they're Cleveland. Houston shouldn't be favored against anybody. They stink. All right, Jared Allen looking fantastic on FanDuel. Cleveland looking really good on FanDuel just in general. So let's walk through how good, because they don't seem to look as good on DraftKings, as best I can tell. All right, there we go. So highest ranking Cleveland player on DK, Jared Allen, 8,500. He's 7,900 on FanDuel. Second best option so far, only behind LaMelo Ball. Colin Sexton is fourth on FanDuel, just behind Kyrie Irving, just slightly ahead of James Harden relative to salary. Sexton looking pretty good on DK as well at 7,500. Garland is 6,900 and 6,400. That looks fine. Really like those top three guys for Cleveland. Jared Allen, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland. That's the order for the Cleveland guys. Let's go ahead and save this file and take a sip of coffee. Moving it on to Dallas. I don't know what's going on with them. Porzingis probable. Everything else should be relatively normal. I have Kristaps Porzingis projected out right now because that was the last time that I played DFS with Dallas on the slate. So we got to take everything out of there. Which means Jalen Brunson, point guard minutes, 26. That is basically like a flat number for him at this point. Trey Burke is going to play 10 minutes, which is basically nothing. We'll give Porzingis, his center run. Figure he plays about 30 minutes. Have to guess that Willie Cauley-Stein is the primary backup center. I think 16 minutes there is the path to go on, with Maxey playing 27 minutes. Oh, I hate projecting Dallas. Their rotations are so weird. I guess we'll call Luka the other 12 minutes here, 24 minutes at the shooting guard spot. And then Josh Richardson can get those 24 minutes plus another, let's see, 32 for him. 32 feels right. That'd be 8. Then we can give Hardaway Jr. 26. Dorian Finney-Smith is going to get 23 here and 10 here. So who gets the spillover for? Dwight Powell, come on down. You win 4 extra minutes. 147 viewers, 97 likes. It's 6:59 a.m. You guys have 50 seconds to run us over 100 likes. That's the goal. We need 3. This should be easy. We're going to hit the 100 like mark on a Monday. Can't ask for much more. Dallas Mavs, Orlando Magic. Dallas, pretty sizable favorites in Orlando. Luka looking good. Jay Rich looking solid on FanDuel. Dallas not looking all that great on DraftKings to begin with, but let's add Dallas into the list, see where we stand. And we stand here. Luka Doncic. Actually, I need to adjust rates. These are projected for KP out. I knew it was looking too good to be true. Let's grab these Dallas rates. 106 likes. You guys are the best. The best. Happy to have you all. All right, who do I need to take off the floor here for Dallas? Gets it. No, plenty of time to spare too. You guys get it over 100. Perfect. All right. Guys I know aren't playing. Wes Iwundu, Josh Green, Tyler Bay, Terry, Boban. We're going to go from there. That first projection I looked at for Luka was so high, I forgot that I didn't make any rate changes. So we're going to go Jay Rich, 18. Does he have a 5% assist rate? No. All right, I'm taking everybody's rates away. Nobody needs that stuff. KP, 27.5. Perfect. Luka Doncic, 37% usage rate. We're going to go 36.5. Porzingis also has no assist rate and a 9% rebounding rate. I think all of that looks fine. For Luka, 11% assist rate. So we're just going to lock that down at 12. I think everything else should be okay. We'll hit the green guys next. 12% for Dorian Finney-Smith. Jalen Brunson at 19. Maxi Kleber at 11. Tim Hardaway Jr., 21. Done. So now Dallas, still looking tasty. Luka Doncic, my number 1 play on DraftKings today, 10,700, 5 points better than LaMelo Ball relative to salary, looking like my clear top play on DK. On FanDuel, I have LaMelo Ball 0.3 of a point ahead of Luka Doncic relative to salary. Both guys looking fantastic, though. Luka, my number 2 guy overall. Preferred pay-up option right now is Luka Doncic over James Harden. We will see how this all really shakes out when we run optimals at the end. Next up is Denver. Moving. We're keeping it moving, guys. Keeping it moving. So for Denver, no Gary Harris, no Paul Millsap, no JaMychal Green, no RJ Hampton, who is now out for COVID-related reasons. But I don't think that's going to matter all that much. And Denver is actually a team that I don't really think that I need to change rates for because nothing changes for Denver. So Michael Porter Jr. I have in for 30 minutes. Does RJ Hampton being out give him more minutes? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to put him in for 32. Zeke Najee's minutes can now go down so that I don't end up getting him as a value play I don't want. Will Barton's minutes have just been down, so let's go ahead and pull those. We have 20 additional minutes to give out. Oh, PJ Dozier's back. Totally forgot about that. So PJ Dozier's just going to get all those RJ Hampton minutes at this point. And then I have 2 minutes left over to just throw to someone random. That can be... Let's give him to Greg Whittington just because I want to add him to the list. Whittington. Denver. Refresh. Oh, not sorting. Name. Team. Done. Whittington in, gets 2 minutes. But yeah, these rates... Denver's stuff doesn't change, so I'm going to leave this as it lies right now. Denver against the Bulls are going to look really good. Okay, I might actually be under projecting Jokic right now. No, that can't be. 29.5%. Yeah, that's just right. So here's what we got for Denver. Add them to the list. So Jokic is 10-8 on DK. He is behind Luka by 1.2 points relative to salary. He is third on FanDuel. He's also behind Luka by a full point. Positional scarcity will help a little bit on FanDuel, but I do have Jokic ahead of James Harden at this point. Something to keep in mind there. As for the rest of Denver, not too much else. Jamal Murray is 8,500 and 8,900. That price is finally getting to a point where I might actually not get there. MPJ, though, 6,500 on FanDuel, 7K on DraftKings. 6,500 for Michael Porter Jr. on FanDuel is still going to be a very nice price tag. I'm really excited to run these crunches, see how this slate shakes out. So I will have contenders videos up after this show. I am not on the strategy show today. Yay. Could run some daily errands. And then I will be on Live Before Lock tonight with Chris Spags. All right, on to Houston. Do they have anything weird going on? I'm sure they do because they're Houston. John Wall, doubtful. Victor Oladipo, in. Everything else, normal. So we're flip-flopping Oladipo for Wall. We're going to need a whole new run of rates. So let's project in everything for Houston now. We'll do 34 minutes here for Victor Oladipo. That seems pretty reasonable. When was their last back-to-back? Okay, so Wall set out the front end of the last back-to-back. That'll be one we could look for. Eric Gordon, I'm going to assume plays. So 14 here, 20 here. They were terrible yesterday. Truly, truly atrocious. All right, Justin Patton, I'm going to just assume plays his the same run that he got sort of last night. So I'm going to give him 24 minutes with PJ Tucker playing the other 24. 6 more at the power forward spot. Jayshawn Tate getting 26 minutes. House getting 32 minutes. Nawaba 23 minutes. Sterling Brown 24 minutes. And then Mason Jones can play the final 13. Done. That was simple. Do have to cut all of these rates, however, because John Wall is not playing, and it's a very different team with Victor Oladipo. At least I imagine that it is. I wonder if Victor Oladipo is going to be there after the deadline. Josh, will you ever do a show with your dad again? I don't make the schedule. I would be happy to do shows with Terry. Fantastic shows. All right. Wall gone. Harden gone. Spalding gone. Bruno gone. Martin, Kooks, Thomas, Cody Lewis. Wall is likely to sit out for the back-to-back for rest purposes. And then Christian Wood off. All right, let's see what we got here. Victor Oladipo has not played a ton of time in these scenarios, but we have to project it anyway. So we'll start with Oladipo. 30% usage in 128 minutes thus far with these guys off. I'm going to go to 29.5. We'll do Eric Gordon next. He's at 30 as well. I'm going to go same usage rate for both Eric Gordon and Victor Oladipo. Actually, I'm going to go one step behind on Gordon. Daniel House, 15.5. That one is just holds true. Justin Patton hasn't even played with Victor Oladipo, it seems. I'm just going to assume that he has his normal 16% usage rate. That might actually be a problem. We'll make it 15. Jayshawn Tate, 15.3. Sterling Brown, 13.1. Make it 14. PJ Tucker, 8% usage rate. We'll keep him at his normal 9. That will bring in David Nwaba at 18, and that should be fine. Victor Oladipo assist rate. Doesn't really see a big one. Yeah, and be prepared, guys. All-Star Week coming up. We'll probably see some random rest coming. That's not going to be all that fun. I should have took Boogie off too, but it's not going to matter. Any other rates I need to change here? Oladipo looks fine. Eric Gordon probably needs a boost to his assist rate. Everything else should be okay. So let's check out what Houston looks like. Yeah, we're going to be playing a lot of Houston today, particularly on what I assume is FanDuel. Oladipo looking pretty good at 7,600 on FanDuel. Might have him over projected, but I don't think that I do. All right, let's see where these guys are lining up. I feel like I'm off a little bit here on Houston. So let's pull up Houston. Okay, so on Houston, on FanDuel, Eric Gordon is the third best option, just slightly behind Luka Doncic. He's 5,300. I know how bad it went yesterday, but you have to go there. Victor Oladipo also looking pretty good at 7,600. Oladipo looking better on DK than Gordon because Gordon is $1,000 more expensive on DraftKings. That's something you'll want to pay attention to in terms of the differences from the sites. But both Oladipo and Eric Gordon look really good for today's slate. Borderline top 10 type guys. Justin Patton is the flat minimum on FanDuel. That is going to be something that certainly comes into play. He's 3,200 on DraftKings, so Justin Patton is going to look like a pretty usable center option. I think I might have him a tad over projected right now, but I like it. So that's where we're at on Justin Patton and the rest of the Rockets. I think they're going to show up. We're going to see a lot of Houston just because of this matchup against Cleveland. On to Indiana now. What do we got going for the Pacers? Q tag on Brogdon, Q tag on Lamb. Let's see what's wrong with these guys. Brogdon, right knee soreness. Sat out Saturday, upgraded to questionable, so I'm going to assume he's in. It's usually the case. Jeremy Lamb. Wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Lamb didn't play. But I expect Oladipo. I expect Brogdon to be in there. Just going to assume that that Jeremy Lamb also plays, at least for right now. I think most of these minutes are going to look okay. Sumner played when Brogdon was out. I don't get the sense that Sumner is going to get that rotation with Brogdon back in. But he did do that the game before, so maybe he will. So I'm just going to take those Jakar Sampson minutes and give them to Sumner instead, so I have him in as a placeholder. TJ's minutes look fine. Everybody's minutes look fine here. I don't really see who got the haircut. And Pacers rates are not rates that are going to be changing for me. That's just something that's going to be steady. So Indiana against Philly. I'm probably a little bit. Nah, actually, I think that all looks pretty sizably good for Indiana. I don't know what I just said, but I believe what I said. Let's look at Indiana. TJ revenge narrative. TJ McConnell. TJ, you guys are chatting about TJ a lot. It only matters if Brogdon's out. It does. If TJ McConnell or if Malcolm Brogdon plays, TJ's nothing. And there are no revenge narratives on this show. Not much going on here for the Indiana Pacers. Highest ranking guy on both FanDuel and DraftKings looks to be Sabonis at 9th right now. So I don't think that we're going to be getting too much of the Indiana Pacers today. Not feeling it. They're okay, but it's just filler. Ooh. How many more do we have to go? I think we're moving pretty well. 7-14, 1, 2, 3. We got 6 to go. On to the Pelicans. I know JJ Redick is questionable because I saw that pop up on my Twitter feed yesterday. Speaking of, follow me on Twitter, guys, at Josh Engleman. I post updates to information from time to time. JJ questionable, and that's it. I'm going to say that he's in since we got that call early. Now, what do we have to move around for them? Absolutely, Sotex. We don't need no stinking revenge narratives. Bledsoe's minutes back up? They certainly are. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's minutes certainly don't exist any longer. We'll get Eric Bledsoe's minutes back up. JJ Redick, I think, is fine at 17. Kira Lewis's minutes are just weird. Josh Hart, 30 seems fine. All these other guys seem okay. I have 3 left over. I'll give him the Melly. I do want to grab new Pels rates because that just feels aggressive right now. Too many different things going on for the Pellies. Ooh, against Utah, too. We're not going to like much here. Oh, man. Mr. OG, man, you got to let this Tatum thing go. Really do. Finished with 50 fantasy points. You can put that narrative to bed. Thank God. All right, who do we need to take off here? Let's take off Jackson Hayes. We'll take off Walker, Melly, Thornwell. Come on. What are we doing here? Gabriel. That should be it, right? Yeah, that's good enough. All right, Brandon Ingram usage rate. 29.8. I'll go to 29 for BI. Lonzo, 20. Zion, 28.3. BI assist rate also higher. Bump that up. Lonzo assist rate lower. Bump that down. Zion assist rate. We know he doesn't have it. All right, so let's now head to Bledsoe. 18% usage rate. We'll go to 19. That seems reasonable. Josh Hart, 13. Steven Adams, 14.5. Willie Hernan-Gomez, 17. That's it. That's the Pels. God, my back is killing me. Ooh, that felt good. Felt real good. Feel like I might be on a little under projecting Zion, but I think we'll be okay. It's not going to matter all that much because this matchup is terrible for DFS. Who wants to take on the Jazz in DFS? All right, who's the highest ranking guy? Whoa, do I have Mason Jones projected incorrectly? He's popping up, and that's not correct for Houston, so I need to fix that problem. He's in 13 minutes. Is he getting like a crazy... Yeah, I need to take a minute from Mason Jones, give that to Ben McLemore, and then give Mason Jones a usage rate. There we go. Much better. That'll get Mason Jones out of there. And then Brandon Ingram on DraftKings is 13th. That's the highest ranking for anybody from the Pels. Brandon Ingram is 12th on FanDuel. Zion nowhere to be found. I am going to go out on a limb and say that the Pelicans are basically useless today. All right, next up, Orlando. Ugh. Is anybody else? Does Orlando just play every day? I feel like I've projected Orlando's rotations more than I've projected any team in the league. No Anthony, no Ennis, no Aaron Gordon. No chance that I want to even look at this team. But we don't have much of a choice. So let's see. Switch to Orlando. Vooch at 35 minutes seems fine. Chasen Randall actually playing a little bit more than I would have expected. So let's take him to 20. We'll take MCW to 28. Terrence Ross at 30 minutes seems fine. Fournier at 32 minutes seems fine. Dwayne Bacon is going to see some additional minutes, so we're going to take him to 26. And then Kem Birch actually out of the rotation the last game. They went to Mo Bamba the past two, so I'm just going to take Birch's minutes, give them straight to Bamba. That leaves us 13 more minutes. Al-Farouq Aminu is going to probably see a couple more. Chuma Okiki at 22 is fine. Gary Clark. There we go. So we are in for Orlando now. And since James Ennis is James Ennis, I don't need to change his rates, which means that these rates should be fine. For Orlando, Vooch is going to look pretty good. MCW is going to be all over the map, but let's see where they rank relative to the slate. So Orlando gets added for both sites. Oh yeah, Vooch looking good. So Vooch is third overall now, but he is 2 points behind Jokic relative to salary. That's going to be a big separating factor for centers. On FanDuel, however, Vooch, the number one center, slightly ahead of Jokic by about a point because he is $1,200 cheaper. Vooch getting the matchup with Dallas, which I think is actually pretty decent. So I don't mind going to Vooch there. After Vooch, good God, I don't even see another Orlando Magic guy. Evan Fournier is like 20th. Terrence Ross is kind of highly ranked on FanDuel. Ross is only 5,300 on FanDuel. He's 6,400 on DraftKings. I think Terrence Ross looks okay on FanDuel. I wouldn't mind going there. But Vooch is the clear prize coming out of Orlando. And it doesn't seem to me like anybody else is getting opened up for James Ennis being out. So 4 to go. We move on to the Philadelphia 76ers. 197 people, so we're just shy of cresting that 200 mark. I'm excited to see it happen. All right, so Tobias Harris and Embiid, both questionable. Let's look at the details here. Toby, right knee bruise. What time does this game start? All right, 7 o'clock game, so this one won't matter all that much. We'll have this news relatively early, and if not, we'll have it on live before lock. Embiid sprained left ankle. So I think that we need to just treat it like everybody's in, which is what I'm going to do, which means that there should not be many changes that need to be made here. Embiid at 35, Dwight at 13, Simmons at 36, Tobias Harris at 36, Shake Milton's minutes. Are Shake Milton's minutes like ultra down? Sorta? No? Someone back? By the way, Isaiah Joe now in the G League. Curry is just playing big minutes. At the least, I could take one of those. I don't feel like... Shake Milton played 32 minutes with Harris out. He played 19 with everybody at full strength on the 25th. He played 30 with Seth Curry out. And then he played 28 and a half in his first game back with nobody out. Interesting. All All right, I'm going to take 2 more away from him and give him the Furkan Korkmaz. I think that's just going to be good. I don't really see any other changes that I can make. That all seems fine. Maxey getting minutes again. That's good. I'd like to see him get more minutes. Melvin Mayo. Never pick Valanciunas again. Man, Valanciunas killed me yesterday. Brutal. I just couldn't get the center selections correct. I thought Valanciunas was going to smack Houston. It bummed me out. That was one that I didn't get right that I thought I would just absolutely get right. Let's see what Philly looks like. Clearly, Embiid, Toby. I might be a little high on Tobias Harris. Just knock that down a hair. Not too much to say, though. Let's add Philly and let's see where they line up. This center slate is loaded. Embiid, Jokic, Vooch. Again, we feel like we get the same slate over and over again. 210 people. Yay. Yay. Alrighty. So, Philly. Wow. Look at this center crop right here on DraftKings. Jokic, Embiid, Vooch. I have Jokic 2 points ahead of Vooch. I have Embiid 1/10 of a point relative to salary ahead of Vooch. They're all in the same sort of $10,000 price tag. Basically, on DraftKings, if one of these guys gets significantly more or less ownership than the others, you just need to like invert them. They are basically the same plays today. I have Embiid ahead of no one. He's last on FanDuel. Embiid, so it goes Vooch, Jokic, Embiid on FanDuel. It goes Jokic, Embiid, Vooch on DraftKings. So even just running the crunch, I'm really curious to see how they show up. But centers are kind of crazy. I like Tobias Harris today on FanDuel. He is 7,100 on FanDuel. If he is in, that is a play that I'm going to be getting to quite a bit. I'm not all that enamored with Ben Simmons. Don't see much else from a value perspective coming in here. Keep your eye on Tobias Harris on FanDuel, though. 3 to go. Portland Trailblazers. This one should be pretty easy unless they've got someone out. This is just the same rotation every day. McCollum out, Nurkic out, Collins out, Giles out. This all seems pretty cut and dry. Do need to take some minutes away from Anthony Simons. Won't need to do much else. Make that 8. I just give Nas Little minutes at every position. I don't think that I have anything else to change here. Enes Kanter, I guess, should be playing more than 30 minutes. Pick him to 32. And take him to 16. And then we should be good. All of these rates are the same. These guys haven't changed anything in ages. So for Portland, Dame and Kanter. Dame going to be the main priority here. No surprises there. Let's get Portland added and see where they show up. Yeah, some of these, like, it's so much fun to project Portland when nothing changes. Donald Duck, good work, man. All right, so Dame, number 2 play overall on DraftKings against Charlotte, coming in just slightly behind Luka Doncic by like a fantasy point. And then he is basically tied with Luka on FanDuel, 0.2 of a point behind LaMelo. So those 3 guys looking pretty good. LaMelo Ball, Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic, Nikola Vucevic, Eric Gordon, looking like a core 5 guys for me on FanDuel today. I like it. We're getting dangerously close to crunches. We're on for about an hour. 2 teams to go. This is going great, guys. We only have 3 more of these this week, though, before we take a little bit of a break. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited for the break. All right, San Antonio Spurs. I have no idea who's healthy here. So Derek White is out. We know. Rudy Gay is out. Devin Vassell is out. And then Keldon Johnson is questionable. So I'm going to take everything away from San Antonio and start from scratch. Andrew Kang with the super chat. Morning. Finally joined Awesemo Plus yesterday. Eric said PJ would soak up the backup center minutes in a high-paced game. Perfect spot. Had 90% PJ. Great cash. Thanks. Andrew, congrats. Shout out to Eric, too. All right. Point guard minutes are going to DeJounte Murray. We know this. I'm going to give him 33 minutes. That seems reasonable. We'll give Patty Mills those backup minutes. Plus another 11. We'll give him 26. Actually, we'll give him 27. Starting center will be Jake Puds, I imagine. Give him 26 minutes. Aldridge playing the other 22. And then playing 4 more. What else do we have to do here? Trey Lyles should play something in the neighborhood of 24 minutes, I would guess. Which opens me up to give 20 minutes to Keldon Johnson with another 9, I guess. 29 seems fine. DeMar is back. He can play 35 pretty easily. Who are we missing? Lonnie Walker gets 29. 11 minutes left for Luka Samanic. And I think that'll be good. Rates. Just give Keldon Johnson his normal 20. Stick Trey Lyles at 13. Jake Puddle at 12.5. Now I got to cut him because of DeMar. This is all off. New rates for San Antonio coming down the pike. Mike Lang, I'm absolutely going back to Gordon. No way around it today. All right, so we know no Rudy Gay. No Derek White. No Vassell. Let's say that Keita Bates-Diop doesn't play. Witherspoon doesn't play. Jones doesn't play. Eubanks doesn't play. Now let's see where we end up. Do we have enough minutes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe. All right, Murray, 22.5% usage rate. Perfect. Assist rate, 7. Perfect. DeMar DeRozan has a 19% usage rate when these guys are off the floor. There's no way that's true. No chance. Who's the 9th guy here? Samanic. Got it. Who do I not need to take off here that's causing problems? I guess Keita Bates-Diop can play. No chance that I'm projecting DeMar DeRozan's usage rate to be lower than his normal rate. That would be lunacy. So we'll go to 23. Keldon Johnson, 20.5. That can stay. LaMarcus Aldridge, 20.6. That can stay. Lonnie Walker, 16.8. All that 18. Jake Puddle, 13.5. That's fine. Patty Mills, 15. No chance. Trey Lyles, 11. Call it 13. Who is that spilling over to? Luka Samanic. All right, got to take 1 minute away from him just so I don't break him. Give it to Drew Eubanks. We give Luka Samanic 17% usage. Now we're looking good. I don't get the sense that we're playing San Antonio today. They're not looking very good. So for San Antonio, second to last team on the slate. Yeah, we're not playing anything from San Antonio that I can see. I can't even figure out where the highest ranked San Antonio guy is. DeMar DeRozan is 8,400. Yeah, there's nothing here. I mean, I guess DeMar is okay. DeJounte Murray is okay, but these guys are priced up now. I will largely be ignoring the San Antonio Spurs. Final team before we run some crunches. The Utah Jazz, the easiest team in the league to project. Mike Conley is playing. All of these rates will be accurate. So, Conley in, good to go. Don't have anything else that I think I need to change. Everybody else's minutes seem perfectly acceptable. Rates should be fine. Utah will just sort of look exactly like they do, which is true. So if we add Utah, the final team of the slate, into the final table and give it the old refresh, no one shows up anywhere major for Utah. So let's sum it up. Looking like Doncic, Lillard, Ball, Vooch, Eric Gordon, Jared Allen, Cantor, Oladipo, all these guys grading out well, but you guys know what time it is. It is the time to run crunches, which means perfect opportunity for you guys to hit the like button one final time before we run these crunches. We're going to run optimals, get an idea of what my sim is going to look like, and then I'm going to get out of here and go record the contenders. Alrighty. Well, let's start with FanDuel. First up. First up for FanDuel. Where do I want to be right now? Oh yeah, there we go. All right, FanDuel. Got it. Let's see what we got going on here. Optimal lineups on FanDuel. Here we go. Damian Lillard, LaMelo Ball, Victor Oladipo, Eric Gordon, Brandon Ingram, Daniel House, Tobias Harris, Robert Covington, Justin Patton. Four Houston Rockets in the optimal to start the day. That feels a tad aggressive, but I understand why it's happening. That's what happens when Justin Patton is 3,500. Like, do I have him over projected? Probably. Might take a minute away from him. Let's just take him down to 23. Just to soften the blow a little bit. See if that changes anything with regards to the optimal. Because it certainly could. All right, let's see if changing Justin Patton by 1 minute makes any difference. We'll take him to 23 minutes instead of 24. It does. New optimal. Luka, LaMelo, Oladipo, Eric Gordon, Bojan Bogdanovic, House, Harris, Covington, Cantor. So that's where we're at for FanDuel optimals. Now let's just get an idea of where we're going to land from a exposure standpoint. This will give us an idea of in the ballpark of what the sims will look like when I run them. So, got to turn rando on. Otherwise, this is going to be useless. There we go. All right. Favorite plays on FanDuel. Wait till this crunch finishes. This list is going to be basically like my priority list. Ownership will tell the tale of whether I want to be higher or lower, but this is just sort of a talent level. Gordon, Tobias Harris if he is in, LaMelo Ball, Luka Doncic, Damian Lillard, Victor Oladipo, Michael Porter Jr., Domantas Sabonis, Joel Embiid. Then we start getting into the mix of House and Washington and Covington, but that's where we're looking right now, guys, for FanDuel at least. I like it. I like it. Like the baseline projections for today's slate. Let's switch over to DraftKings and then we'll get out of here. Time for DraftKings Optimal. Anxious to see this. All right. Projections in. DraftKings Optimal will be Luka Doncic, Eric Gordon, Dwayne Bacon, Al-Farouq Aminu, Justin Patton, Victor Oladipo, Sterling Brown, Damian Lillard. That lineup is disgusting. Truly, truly horrific. Dwayne Bacon and Aminu. Oh my God. That tells you how much value is on this slate. That is a disgustingly gross optimal lineup that I would not be playing. So let's get an idea of what true exposure should look like on DraftKings for today. Well, Justin Patton is going to be very popular today. $3,200. Going to be really difficult to get away from him. 162 likes. Man, we cruised that number higher and higher. Yeah, Justin Patton is at the top of the heap today on DraftKings. And then it's kind of gross. Dwayne Bacon is 3,700. And because he should see additional minutes with James Ennis out, he is showing up as a value play. That's not fun. Eric Gordon, Victor Oladipo, Luka, LaMelo, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving. So you can pretty easily pay up. You just have to take some concessions. Stars and Scrubs is the natural build. I just don't know how much I like it. But those are exposure settings for DraftKings now. Patton played 26 minutes last night in the start, got 20.25 DK points. I think that's pretty reasonable. I actually think that I have Justin Patton's usage rate over projected right now by quite a bit. But we'll see where we end up as we get closer to lock. But guys, guess what? We're done. That is the process for Monday, March 1st. Welcome to March. That is, I'm excited to change the month, slowly get to spring here. It's been really nice these past couple days, so I'm excited to slowly have some nice weather. Again, I will be on the Contenders show. Or no, that's not the way that I should say that. I will have the Contenders videos out probably within the next hour and a half. No strategy show for me today, but I will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Different hosts too. I don't know who's going to be on with me on Tuesday and Wednesday, but it's not going to be Laffy. Then live before lock, Chris Spags and I will be back on tonight for an hour and a half, I'm guessing. And then we've got 3 more games before we end up at the All-Star break, which I am very, very, very I cannot wait for the All-Star break. Just need a break. Slightly long. Thanks, Josh. Sorry for the trollish comments, but sometimes you got to look past the numbers. You certainly don't. I will never look past the numbers. They are the only things that matter to me. You are watching the wrong show if you think I'm going to look past the numbers. This is a data game. It's nothing to do with basketball. It's all data. Life is all data. You don't need to know anything about basketball to play NBA DFS. I see Alex Baker winning boatloads of money in all sorts of different DFS sports. It's not because he knows all of those sports well. I promise you that. Same for Ship My Money. Knows very little about MMA at this point in time. Very good at MMA DFS. It's a different game for data. But that's neither here nor there. We've been going for an hour and 42 minutes, I guess. No, that's not right. An hour and 15 minutes. We've been going since 6:30. It's now 7:42. That's it. I'm done. Thank you guys for being here. If you can, hit the like button on your way out. If you've already done it, I appreciate you guys. We'll be back again tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern time for another edition of the Contenders. What? I just did my Contenders outro for this show, guys. I think I haven't been drinking enough coffee as of late because I don't even notice what I'm saying any longer. I just outroed a different video. What are we talking about at this point? Good luck, guys. Get me out of here before I ruin it again.